Radicals' first offensive point. So we center to Andrew Brown. Goes break side. And upfield to Weiss. Back to Bud.
Go oh yeah!
Breaks it to Andrew Brown.
Yeah, Mike! He doesn't touch the swing, he doesn't touch the swing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mike, you can look to help here. Swing coming!
Looking for something. Gets the center off. Grant's hustling to get it back to the corner. Upline cuts, looked off. Sway gets the reset. 5 yards out. Breaks it out. Gets the tip. But Annan gets the score. What am I holding?
That radical ball connection was from Mike Swain to Tom Animal Annan.
Minnesota has the disc. Don't have to pull. They're about 10 yards out of their own end zone. Swinging between handlers, not finding much downfield. Here's the first upfield throw. Great bid, but no luck there. Swung back to the middle of the field, about midfield now. All the way on the break side. The continuation break throw goes off. Caught, about 5 yards out of the end zone. Looking for a hammer. Here it goes. Great D, got the tip. But the receiver comes down with it for the score. Score is 2-1. Widchiller leading. Pull goes off to the Madison Radicals. Ben Nelson censors it to Andrew Brown. Finds the first cut to Schreiweiss. Looks off, Swain downfield. Gets the undercut to Schleicher. Just past midfield now. Trying to get it off the line. Nice little inside break to Thibdu. Finds Andrew Brown, but there's a call. A little unclear what's going on. I think it's a 10-yard gain for the penalty infraction. Thibodeau gets it right back to Andrew Brown, stuck on the sideline. Schleicher makes a nice little in cut, but it's looked off. Andrew Brown gets it off the line, gets it to Nelson. That's Nate Volkman. Gets it all the way to the break side. Thibodeau's got it. And a blade hammer to Schleicher, who bobbles the catch and can't come up with it. Turnover in the end zone. Full field of work for the wind chill. It's a little free under. 5 yards, getting close to the sideline. Doesn't find much. Resets to the handler, back in their own end zone. Gets it across field. Back to the middle. A little low throw. It's called up. Play continues. Dangerous throw, but Nelson couldn't come up with the D there. Floating pass to the middle. Schreiweiss makes the bid, but can't get there in time. Reset to Olsen. Continued. Another break side throw, a little bladey. Great bid in the end zone, and it's called a score. A 3-1 Winchell lead. Madison's O-line trying to recoup. That's Karen with the disc. That was a nice little throw to... Not sure I couldn't see who that was. Back to Karen. Weisen's got the disc. Goes to Schleicher. Up to Annan. Gets it around back to Karen. Tyler Glenn's got the disc now, middle of the field. Back to Brown. Gets it offline to Schleicher. Adrian Reef. Back to Brown. Little nice inside break. And it looks like there's a call. Layout D, but got a little contact. Glenn with the disc. Round to Wiseman. Little high release break throw, but nobody's home. It's turnover. Winchell with the disc at their own end zone, working between handlers. A lot of the Radicals are the D-line players. A big huck goes up. Reef with the attempted bid, no luck. 10 yards out the end zone. Timeout's called. Radicals come out right in a double team right out of the timeout. No work, doesn't work. Hammer goes off. Winchell are 5 yards out the end zone. Looking for something. Double team seems pretty effective. And they get the turnover. Swung around to DeBile. Back to J-Dub, or Wilson, to Jaden. Bid from Wiseman, but turnover occurs. Winchell have it back. Niles with the disc. 20 yards out. Throws a cross-field break. Nobody's home. Finds the backhand break to Wiseman. Fakes the huge throw. Throws into a poach. Turnover. Winchell have it again. Looking for something upfield, but there's nothing there. Jaden with a big bid. No help. Wiseman calls the double team, but it looks like a foul. A lot of contact on the attempted throw. It's not clear. Oh, yep, it's an infraction, 10-yard penalty. Jaden's gonna walk it up and restart from there. Wiseman gets the undercut, throws a hammer, but EA can't come down with that. Another hammer to the center of the field. Continuation of the break side. Upfield, layout, can't come down with it. Scullion's got the disc, throws it up to Weber. And there's a blade to DeBile, who catches it in the end zone. Score Radicals. Radicals with the pull, down 3-2. Great pull, it's in. Minnesota will be starting on their sidelines. Immediate swing to the center and a free undercut. And he throws it right into the back of Pettit Scantling, and it's a turnover. Jaden's going to pick up with the disc, 30 yards out of the end zone. Throws a breakthrough to Karen. Gets it back to the center. Pettit Scantling with the disc. Resets it to Tom Annan. Looking for somebody. Scullion's got the disc right in the middle. Throws a breakthrough to Annan. And there's a little contact. It's going to be a foul, an infraction, 10 yards. And it's going to be 3 yards out the end zone. Looks like an isolation play to Tyler Glenn for the score. Radicals tied it up at 3. Dave Wiseman with a big pull. Into the end zone. Minnesota centers it. Centers again. Madison's coming out in a 2-4-1 perhaps. With little success. Bid there, but not good enough. Minnesota's working it with little problem. Big bid there. No luck. Weber. Little double team, but an easy reset to the middle. Person left open way downfield. Nobody sees it. Big undercut. Wiseman with the attempt. DeBile gets in the way, and it's a 10-yard infraction.
Strip call.
Strip was called by the referees, and Minnesota will maintain possession. DeBile threatening double team, and now it's stuck on the sideline. Wiseman tries to keep it there. No success. Minnesota now on the sideline, 10 yards out. Throws a backhand in for the score. Minnesota's up 4-3, pulling it to the Radicals. Great pull. Centered to Andrew Brown. Back to Nelson, unguarded. He throws up a huge huck. It's near the end of the period. 5 Winchell players back. Get the D. Minnesota Winchell with the pull. They're up 4-3 at the beginning of the second quarter. Ben Nelson back to collect the pull. It's going to be centering to Tom Annan. It's a little hoe stack. Schleicher gets the first undercut. Moves it upfield to Swain, about midfield right now. Looking for a reset. Finds Annan up the line. Big throw to Brown, looked off. Reset to Ben Nelson. Looking for something. Gets it around. A little floaty. Try-wise there to collect. A little contact, but no call for the refs. Looks pretty clean. A nice little breakthrough to Andrew Brown. Looking upfield. Finds Nelson for the upline cut. And a continuation to Try-wise, and he goes up for the goal. Radicals pulling, tied 4-4 with the Minnesota wind chill. Great pull, deep into their own end zone. And again, it's a poaching sort of defense. Big huck goes up. Pettit Scantling trying to recover the ground. He lost. Goes to the break side. Completed. 5 yards out. Gets the hand block. And the Radicals get the disc back. Tim DeBile with some heckling on the sideline, explaining why you should not drop to cover the receiver. Radicals have it. Glenn throws up a big huck. Reef is running it down with a big bid, but he couldn't corral the throw. Goes out the back of the end zone. Turnover. Winchell get their second attempt. Find a big crossfield throw. Wide open. Can't find a throw. Gets a reset. Losing 10 yards or so. Looks for a round break. Wiseman with a big bid. And it looks like there's contact and a 10-yard infraction will be enforced.
Contact on the catch ball.
Minnesota finds a nice little under. dishy to the handler. Looks for a reset. Finds an inside break. Midfield. Winchell finds a big around. Little bid to corral the disc. Big huck goes off. Scullion trying to track the disc, get the D. Wiseman in there for the leap over the shoulder, gets the D. Scullion picks it up. Throws it right to Wiseman. Wiseman slips a little bit, but gets the throw off to Glenn. Glenn's stuck on the sideline, 20 yards up. Finds an upline cut to Jaden, but the disc is clearly wet. People are having trouble holding onto this disc. Turnover. Winchell have the disc back. Throw a big huck, cross field. Pet Scanling's looking for the disc. Gets the big bit over the receiver's shoulder for the D. Karen's got the disc. Send her to Jaden, and Jaden calls a timeout. Radicals check it in. Are their O-lines back in after the timeout? Schleicher throws a big disc up. Tipped from it by Swain, and Thibodeau comes down with the catch. Reset to Annan. Annan gets it up to Swain. Stuck on the line. Finds another upfield throw to Nelson, who can't corral the throw. Winchell with the disc. And there's a kick block by Andrew Brown. Radicals will be trying to score just outside their own end, the Winchell end zone. Annan's got the disc. Throws a dirty little break to Mike Swain for the score. Dave Wiseman with the pull. Radicals are up 5-4. LeBlady pull. 10 yards out the end zone, centered. And it's a zone of some sort, a 2-4-1. The two are not hesitant to try and get the double team set. Hammer, cross field, no problem. Big bid, but no luck. Niles with the disc. Looking and easy center. Upfield continuation throw. Overthrow. Turnover. Wiseman's going to check in the disc. Fakes a big huck. Finds Wilson with to EA upfield. Resets to DeBile. Up to Scullion. Up to Weber on the sideline. Reset to DeBile. Back to Scullion. About half field. Jaden puts up a big huck. There's nobody covering Wiseman, so he gets he's 10 yards out. Looking for a hammer, fakes it. Gets it to Alexander. Back to Wiseman for the easy score. Dave Wiseman with a big pull. Radicals are up 6-4. Centered, little handler movement. Up to Feldman. Fakes a big huck. Now looking for a reset. Finds it. Lots of little short handler passes. Finally gets an upfield throw. An undercut. And then an overthrow, and Karen gets the layout D. Annan's going to pick up the disc on the sideline. Gets a nice break around to Karen. Across to Wiseman. Inside break to Glenn. And all the way back to Annan. Thrown to Reef. Back to Annan. Rohitz with the disc. To Glenn, fakes a hammer. Up back to Annan for an 0-2 cut, but he bobbles it, and it's a turnover. Big huck. Kevin's there, though. Gets the D. Pettit Scantling with the D. Glenn throws, gives it to Pettit-Scantling. Karen now with the disc across field to Annan. Annan throws it to Reef. And back to Annan. And calls a timeout. Radicals tapping the disc. Andrew Brown makes a few timed fakes. Can't find an opening. Gets it to Nelson. Little break throw, reset. Up to Schleicher. Schleicher's looking for a dump. Gets it back to Nelson. Nelson up line to Schleicher. A little bit clogged. No good look. Nelson gets the disc. And run through deep by the Minnesota Windchill. They also look a little bit clogged. They can't really find much. Gets a reset, 5 yards upfield, and big reset back. And now centered. No cuts downfield, but the soft handler defense lets them get an easy reset. Feldman throws a flick to space, completed, inside break, but the receiver slips and can't control the disc. Turnover, Radicals with the disc. Volkan's going to pick up. Looking for a cut from Weiss. Said it chooses a break to Mike Swain. Has a little lazy fake upfield, and then gets it to Thibodeau. Is that Thibodeau? Yeah. Reset to Volkman. And a reset to Andrew Brown. Breaks it around, but into the turf. He wants a foul, but he's not going to get it. Windchill with the disc. Reset. Throw across field. And all the way across field now. Little undercut to Feldman. No movement. Throws a blade across field. Finds an opening. Trosvig with the disc. Looking for a reset. Finally gets one. Continued. Very little movement by the cutters. Handlers are struggling to keep it, and they can't get it done. There's a little contact on that throw. The receiver is going to continue with the disc and move it to midfield, right on the goal line. Throws it into two players, and it's a turnover. Oh, but there's a call. Looks like there's going to be a foul on the Radicals. And there's a push pass for a score, and the refs are calling it. Goal, Windchill. Am I doing okay? Windchill with the pull, down 6-5. Pull's going OB. Shaden's initials to the disc, throws it to Annan. Little quick fakes. It's a break throw into traffic. Wiseman comes down with the disc. Unleashes a huck to Glenn. Glenn's got space, but it's a little underthrown. Indeed by the Windchill. All the way around, upfield. Thrown to the McKean. Resets. Big bid. Trosvig. And then throws a big huck out to space. Big bid. Looks like he had possession and then dropped it when he made contact with the ground. And it's going to start with a disc. Throws it upfield to Schleicher. 1 minute left. Wiseman fakes a big throw. Gets the under to Karen. And there's a little contact on the mark. 10-yard penalty.
Contact on the throw.
Karen's got the disc set. Centers it to Annan. Throws to Glenn. Big hammer up. Rohowitz under the disc. Comes down with the grab. That's Reef. My mistake. Throws it to Schleicher for the score. Wiseman with the big pull. Not much time left this quarter. A little break throw, gets it through the cup. Throw goes up, floating. Windshield receiver comes down with it. Big huck, not much time left. And it's a score. Seiler with the assist. Scuba throw and a quick turnover. Radicals have the disc. Ball crossfield to Wilson. Looks off a cut. Back to DeBile. DeBile looks off Alexander's cut. Alexander makes another cut. And it's Deed. Winchell with the disc. Crossfield. Radicals in their zone. Soft zone. Feldman can't find anything. Throws a blade crossfield. Yeah, can't get it there. And back to Feldman. Feldman puts up a big huck. DeBile's there. Nobody's there. DeBile calls timeout. And this little contact drops the disc. It looks like it wasn't checked in the first place. Nelson looks for a reset. Volkman gets the grab right back to Nelson. Nelson upfield to Schleicher. Schleicher finds Swain. Swain resets to Nelson. Nelson looking for a big throw, not finding it. Gets an upfield throw to Schreiweiss. Schreiweiss gets double teamed, looking for something, anything. Gets a reset, and it's a travel. So that, in the AUDL, that's a turnover. Play continues, and now there's a stoppage. Game restarts. There's a reset. A little inside break throw. Continue to the break side. It's McCain. McCain gets it across field to Peterson. Not finding much, so it resets to McCain. Can't find anything. Throws a break side flick up to Peterson. Peterson unleashes the throw, and it's complete on the break side for a score. Radicals are receiving the disc. They're up 8-7. Jaden's going to take down the pull, centers it to Andrew Brown. Brown looks at the break side throw, cut, doesn't throw it, resets to Scullion. Scullion is up to Glenn.
Bergen with the goal for Minnesota.
Glenn finds another upfield throw to Annan. Annan, quick dish to Andrew Brown. Brown draws some contact. That's a 10-yard penalty. Brown with the disc. Looks at the upfield cut. That's Reef with the upfield cut just outside of the goal. Reset to Karen, around to Brown. Brown with a inside break for the score. Annan on the receiving end. Radicals are up 9-7. Wiseman with the big pull. Minnesota's stuck in their own end zone. Finally gets it upfield to the middle. Huck goes up. Referee has to get out of the way. Big bid. And he's called in. That's a great layout for the score. Radicals with the disc now. They're leading 9-8. Volkman's got it about 10 yards out of his own end zone. A little contact, but nothing's called. Goes up field to Swain. Swain goes up to Weiss, who bobbles the disc and can't come down with it. Slips and falls. No, nothing is called. He throws a float pass. Just goes in. Big Huck goes up. Nelson with the D. Makes a little contact, but it gets makes contact with the disc before the player, and that's a big D for Ben Nelson. Radicals are getting a couple yards up on the sideline, but Swain's stuck. Gets a nice little upfield throw to Nelson. Nelson's got power position. Throws to Volkman. Volkman can't get there. Winchell with the disc, moving with side to side with the handlers. Radicals back in their 2-3-2 zone, give or take. Weiss in the deep, huge D from Weiss. Brown quickly to Volkman, quickly to Nelson, quickly to Swain. Swain's double teamed, gets it off to Nelson. Nelson's inside break to Weiss. And a reset to Brown over to Schleicher. Gives it back to handler Brown. Nelson's kind of doing little juke moves. Brown looks him off, throws to Schleicher. Schleicher little dish to Pat Weiss on the sideline, about 15 yards out. Little contact, gets it offline, back to Brown. Brown to Volkman. Volkman to Nelson. Nelson inside break to Thibodeau. Thibodeau, easy throw for the score to Pat Weiss. Big pull from Wiseman.
Big D on that point from Pat Weiss, who also scored the goal. He's a nuclear engineer, folks.
Got some price commentary from the PA tonight. And there's a drop from the wind chill. Scullion picks up quickly, moves it to DeBile, moves it over to Wilson. Wilson's got an open throw, and Weber's going to come down with the score. Radicals are starting to pull away here. 11-8. Looks like there's a call, maybe an offsides pull. And you can see that the wind chill are lining up 10 yards outside their own end zone. It's due to the infraction by the missed pull. So I guess the Radicals are going to pull 10 yards inside their end zone. And we're going to get started from there. It's 11-8. The Radicals are up. And the Winchell are looking to close that gap pretty quickly. Huge bid. Can't connect. And the Winchell are moving it quickly up. Seiler to Niles. Floaty pass. Crossfield. They're only 15 yards out. Big blade across field. Wiseman with the D. Gets the disc. Looks for a big throw, but decides smartly to throw to Scullion. Scullion's got a wide open DeBile. Slips on the cut in, and Alexander stops his cut and causes the turnover. Seiler's he's got it about 20 yards out. Looks for a little blade, looks for a reset, crossfield. Wiseman can't get there. It's not clear which way they're forcing right now. But Rob Johnson with the disc goes it upfield and throws into a handful of Radical players, and the Radicals can come down with a good layout D. Scullion's got the disc, throws it up immediately to Wiseman. Wiseman gets it up to Alexander. Alexander throws it up line. But it's a turnover, and so the Winchell are going to get it back. J-Dub with a bid attempt. No luck. Winchell are moving it up 30 yards out their own end zone. Another upfield throw to Seiler. It's 3-on-1. This is going to be a sure score. And surely it is. Winchell score. It's 11-9 Radicals. Winchell with the big pull. Down 9-11, hoping to get a break. Ben Nelson collects the disc, throws it up to Brown. Weiss with an immediate cut, perhaps a second too early. Brown up to Swain, gets the second cut. The double team, Swain draws a lot of contact there, gets the foul, free 10 yards.
Contact on the throw.
And the double team is going to continue. Backhand up to Glenn, up to Brown. Brown to Nelson on the sideline, 20 yards out. Reset to Brown. Cross to Animal. Tom Annan. Cross to Weiss. Up to Swain, 5 yards out now. Schleicher's got room. Draws an extra player. But Swain smartly resets to Weiss. Weiss looking for somebody. Throws it all the way across field. Brown's going to collect. Annan's got the inside break. And an easy continuation score to Weiss. So the Radicals are up 12-9. Trying to extend their lead here. Winchell are a little clustered. It's probably not a good decision when the Radicals are playing in their zone. Looks like there's some contact, so it's going to be 10 yards. We're just going to try and prevent the around throw. But the upline throw is completed. Up to Seiler. Reef gives up the undercut. Winchell moving it up. Line. Period's almost over. Winchell go up, but can't complete it. And that's the end of... No, that's a timeout. It's going to be a Hail Mary. 2 Radicals short. Hammer goes up. It's floating. Winchell get the D, and that's going to conclude the third quarter. Radicals are still up 12-9. Got camera woman Mei-Lien. I'm Jeremy Weiss doing the announcing, play-by-play. And here we go, fourth quarter. Radicals are up. And they get the disc to start. Center to Annan. Round to Nelson. Nelson with the inside break to Schleicher. Reset to Nelson. Fakes a big huck. Yeah, Weiss had steps. Nelson resets to Brown. Brown's looking for a cut. Doesn't see one. Gives the upline throw to Nelson. Nelson throws inside break. Big bid by number 33 of Minnesota. Can't do it. Thibodeau skies a player and then throws a dish to Weiss for the score.
Goal Madison.
Radicals pull. This is a great pull to the corner. It's going to land in. Oh, and maybe, yeah, he's going to walk it up to the cone, the corner of his end zone, immediately double teamed. Round, put it back to the center. Big hammer cross field. 2 Minnesota players there, and they can't come down with the disc. Radicals get it again. Jaden to DeBile. And there's a call. It's not clear. It's going to be against the Winchell for foul, defensive foul downfield. DeBile checks it in. Reset to Jaden Scullion. Around to Wiseman. Wiseman with a cheeky hammer for the score. I think that's Wilson with the score.
Madison.
Winchell are playing a 5-handler set, perhaps. Seems to be working there upfield. They're only 20 yards out the end zone already. Big reset back to midfield. Winchell come down with it. That's Johnson coming down with the disc. Weiss with a big bid, but James Ron comes down with it. DeBile tries to get there, but Niles comes down with it. Reset to Austin Lean. Little inside dish. Double team. Looks like there's a little contact, and it's a 10-yard foul. And when you're really close to the end zone, you actually get to bring it to the middle of the field. That's the disadvantage of fouling when you're close to the end zone. Still double teamed. Throws across field. Tries to toe it in, but instead just throws a dish pass. Weiss and Swain are going to be the primaries, but it looks like a set play to get Weiss open on the break side. Perfect throw. And Weiss resets to Annan. Annan's up field to Swain, to Nelson. Nelson puts an inside-out break throw to Tyler Glenn, who makes a big layout but can't come down with the disc.
Tyler Glenn on the run.
Winchell on their own end zone line. That's Eric Olson with the disc, throwing it to Feldman. Feldman bobbles it, and it's going to be a turnover. Radicals are going to get it about 20 yards outside their own end zone, around, outside Minnesota's end zone. And with a little juke to get it off the line, Nelson for the continuation, snags it. Continued to Weiss. Big around throw. Annan collects. Throws it to Swain. Swain, big throw to the middle. Tipped and caught by Tyler Glenn for the score. Radicals 15, Minnesota Winchell 10.
Mike Swain connecting with
Winchell trying to close the gap now. Johnson with a big huck to Niles. Niles tracking it, comes down with the grab. Right on the end zone line. He's getting aggressively marked, but finds another Winchell player for the score. 15-11. Winchell with the pull. Floating, lots of time to get down there. Nelson collects, centers to Brown. Again, they're playing to open up that break side. Glenn with a great bid. Throws it upfield to Swain. Swain upfield to Weiss. Weiss, big huck. Thibodeau, tracking. Score in the corner. That's a great looking offensive point.
Nate Thibodeau with the goal for Madison.
Big floating pull from Wiseman. It's going to be another zone, a 4-2-1. It's a 2-4-1. Nice blade to break the zone. There's another continuation throw to Niles. Niles crossfield for the easy score to James Ron. (16-12). Peterson with the big pull. Nelson collects. Centers to Annan. Another break side play. Swain, but not much yardage. Brown has the disc now. Inside break to Annan. Annan, big huck to Swain. Can he get there? Big acrobatic leap into the end zone for the score. 17-12. These offensive points have been pretty smooth the last couple of... Let's see if the Radicals can make it difficult this time around. Johnson draws some contact. He's going to get 10 free yards. Free throw around, and a continue. Trossig with the throw. Cheeky little high release flick. Big bid by Animal, Tom Annan, and he gets the D. Scullion picks it up quickly, centers to Karen. Karen floats the pass, but Reef comes down with it. Center to Annan. Looks off the Pettit-Scantling cut, wide open. Goes to Jaden, up to Reef, up to Glenn, up to Pettit-Scantling, up to Reef. Reef, big fake upfield for the score, but no. Across field to Karen. Karen finds Wiseman for the easy score. All right, Radicals are up 18-12. There's 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's a pretty comfortable lead. Let's see if they can hold on. Niles bobbling, and then throws a huge throw. Trossig tracking it. Nope, sorry, that's James Ron. He comes down with the grab over Mike Swain. Winchell with the pull. Down 13-18. That's a great pull. Lands just in bounds, middle of the end zone. Radical center to Nelson, to Volkman. Now it's to Schleicher. Schleicher finds Thibdo. Upfield to Schreiweiss. Schreiweiss finds upfield to Glenn. Glenn floats a throw for Volkman. Can't come down with it. It's turnover. Winchell, big huck. They realize how much time they have. Glenn makes a good read, gets the D. Looks off the first two initial throws. 0-2 cut by Nelson. Gets a throw to Schreiweiss. Up to Schleicher. Schleicher looks off. Thibdo's cut. Back to Schreiweiss. Cross to Volkman. And that's Brown. Big huck. Schleicher's under it. Couple of Winchell players almost look like a tabletop situation. So that's not supposed to happen on the field, but the Winchell will get it back and are going to move it upfield. High release backhand. Collected. Reset, centered. Cross field. Looking for a deep shot, but lots of Radicals kind of shading back. Lots of short little 0-point passes. Keen looking for an up Glenn cut all day. Oh no, Glenn's got the D. Brown to Nelson, to Thibodeau, crossfield to Glenn. One more to Volkman. Schreiweiss isolated as the cutter upfield. Collects it on the sideline. Big IO throw, deep, and Thibodeau's going to come down, pancake that for the score.
Schreiweiss to Thibodeau. Goal.
Wiseman with the full. Radicals are in their
fans.
Junk.
A set of keys has been turned in. If you're missing keys, please report to the box office. A set of keys has been
Weber
turned
with a
in
bid
the box
attempt,
office.
but
Check
Johnson
for your keys.
collects.
If you're missing your keys, report
Centers.
to the box office.
Cross to Peterson. Over to Trossig. Inside break. A quick transition throw results in a turnover, and DeBile's going to pick up on his own end zone line. Jaden mishandles it, but Wilson comes down with the catch. Scullion to DeBile. DeBile to Wilson. Reset to Jaden Scullion. Upfield to Alexander. Floats over his head, but Wilson comes down with it. Throws a blade. Wiseman with a huge bid attempt. Can't come down with it. And there's a double team. Two big, tall players trying to stop the continued throws. Winchell are able to cut through it, no problems. Johnson stuck on the sideline, throws an inside backhand break. Double teamed, over to Peterson. Hammer to Hemish. Reset. Little handler movement. The Radicals are really doing a great job of slowing down this offense, eating precious time at the clock. Johnson with a shot to the end zone. And Ron comes down with another score. He's a beast tonight. So the Radicals are up 19-14. There's a minute left. A little confusion, and Ben Nelson, there's a turnover. Shot immediately to the end zone. Feldman blading it, but it's incomplete.
1 minute remaining, Radicals fans.
Nelson's going to try and redeem himself here. Inside break to Brown. Cross to Weiss. To Annan. Annan inside break to Nelson. Nelson's got time. Up to Swain. Inside break over Thibodeau's head. It's going to be a turnover. Winchell are trying to play quick. Olsen up to Feldman. Feldman blading crossfield. That's to McCain. The crowd's counting down the final seconds. Winchell going to come down with that final score. A couple seconds left on the clock, but this game's all wrapped up. It's 19-15, 16 seconds left. I'd like to thank you viewers for tuning in. Karen's going to throw it into a pack of Winchell players. Winchell players are going to throw a deep huck to nobody in particular. There is one Winchell player trying to body out Karen. The Radicals are going to get the D. And they're going to get their win. That's
final score, Madison Radicals 19, Minnesota Winchell 15.
You heard it, 19-15. The Radicals are 3-1, winning their home opener.
Tonight, fans. We hope to see you back here on May 12th.